Well, welcome everyone. It's Rob. Hope you're having a great day. Let's go ahead and make sure all can hear me. If you please type the number 1 in that chat box to let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. There we go. Hey, Roby, how you doing, my friend? Afternoon, John. All right. Hey, Erica, afternoon to you as well. A lot of ones in there. Well, I do appreciate it. Yeah, Roby, I'm doing good, man. I'm living a dream, baby. Living a dream. All right. Hope some of you are as well. Cool. So as we get started here, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you like what you see, something, anything, make sure it fits your own personal risk profile or risk tolerance before ever taking on that trade, that setup, or that indicator. Period. The end. My screen still didn't share. Oh, thank you, Lee. I appreciate it. Thought I did, but I appreciate it. There we go. It's a mo better. It's a much more better. Cool. How you doing, Helen? All right, Robert. How you doing, my friend? So, Robert, what it looks like for anybody that's in the Chicago, depending on who you're asking, Chicago area. It looks like I'm going to be in town on the 17th. I'll have a meeting on the 18th and out of town again on the 19th. I haven't gotten flights yet, Robert. But if you want to reach out to the gang and anybody that's in the Chicago area, guys, I don't know exactly where I'm going to be. I will find that out though. For some reason, I think we're right near the airport. Which one I don't remember, but I think it's right near the airport. But I'll let you guys know if you want to get together. We get dinner. Usually when I come into Chicago, there's usually half a dozen people there. You got to reach out to Scalper Ed and Milwaukee Jim and all of that. So excellent. Yeah, Robert, I haven't made flight yet, but that's after I said it, I'm like, Christmas. Okay. Yeah, I'll find that out. Exactly where I'm going to be. Whichever airport they're near is the one I'm going to fly into. That's it. Yeah, hopefully O'Hare. Exactly. We'll see. All right. A lot coming up, guys. Tonight we've got the check-in for Inner Circle. Wednesday is the full training on Inner Circle. Mastermind is coming up on the 29th, which is tomorrow. I will be wrapping up. I believe I'll be wrapping it up, our core training of our education. So great teaching last week. A lot of great questions. I'm looking forward to wrapping this piece up. Then we've got Trading You coming up on the 31st. Trade Watch Alerts Q&A is coming up on the 7th. And then on the 11th is the Mastering the Trade. That is for anybody that's in power option plays. That is your Q&A, right? That's the Q&A for Pop is inside of there. Power Hour Trading Coaches Playbook are all on schedule. Protect, Preserve, and Win in Uncertain Times. Guys, it is very difficult to get hold of Dale Zamzo to come and teach for us. He's just loving life, man. He's doing his thing. Grandkids, all of that. But Dale has a wealth of knowledge on, regardless of what's going on in the market, massive crash, how you can be at a point that you lose nothing in that kind of move. So you want to check that out. Pop covered call, E-mini. Pop covered call, regular schedule. E-mini and Vega, no class on the 4th because of the holiday. We will not be doing Power Hour on the 4th. We'll be doing it on the 5th, I believe. Let me just check on my calendar to make sure we've got it in there already. Yep, my team's already set my calendar up. It's on the 5th. So remember, next week it is on Tuesday that we'll be doing those. Come on, there we go. All right, guys, here's our follow us page. Make sure you're checking out the various things that we've got out there. Particularly, make sure you get over to tradinglikeaboss.com. Everything you want is there. We're actually changing. When you register for Power Hour, there's going to be a pop-up that says, oh, would you like to register for Trading Coaches Playbook at the same time? And when you register for Trading Coaches Playbook, you're going to get the same type of pop-up on there, all right? But there's Protect, Preserve, and Win in Uncertain Times. All of the free trainings that we do, all of the free resources that we have are available up here. Sean and I are working on 3 others right now that we're going to add to this as well. So keep your eyes out for some of that. But make sure you check these pages out. And here is our Trading Boss Manifesto. For those of you who've been around a while, you've heard me mention this for the last couple of months, that we spent a long time putting this together. And when you come through Wealth Builders, when you go through our education system, this is what our goal is, to make you a trading boss, right? And this is what it means to me, Rob, right? I talked with someone that I recently hired and shared this with them, and they said, what do you do with it? I said, well, personally, I read it every day. I start my day off with 3 or 4 different things that I read out loud to myself. This is one of them because it's a belief system for me. This is where I believe we are at. Trading boss will take the trainings, trading boss will take the trainings, choose to use the best tools, and set aside the time to practice their craft. With preparation comes confidence, achievement, and success, right? I just grabbed one of those boxes towards the bottom and just added the middle there, right? This I read out loud every single day, all right? And you can download this right on the website, all right? So protect, win in uncertain times. We talked about that already. We don't want to go there just yet. All right, what trades did you guys do today? Drop them in. I want to see those trades. I should have asked already. Lee just dropped a link for protect, preserve, and win in uncertain times, so you can register right there. And I'll see it popping up on my screen here because I get an email every time someone registers. Brenda said no trades today. Okay, Brenda. Let's see. John, naked puts on OKTA, AAOI, Wheel of Fortune, BRKB, Square, cash flow, $1,700. You're doing good, John. Doing real good, my friend. That is excellent. I did a couple covered calls as well today. Let's see. Roby said cash secured puts on KOLD at $47. Good, Roby. Excellent. Excellent. Let's see. Trip said IWM scalp for 34%. How long are you in that trade today, Trip? To pick up 34%. Right, these guys usually in that fairly quickly with the scalp in the inner circle trading room. That inner circle trading room, if you think about it, it's the equivalent of going to, Brandon's class or Sean's class where you're doing live trades inside of there. We do it 3 days a week, right? Trips in there just about every single one of those days. Amelia's in there every day, right? If you look at what that cost is for E-mini or something like that, guys, and this is all part of Inner Circle, right? 14 minutes, 34%. I guess you could do better, Trip. Maybe next time you'll actually get a good one. Okay. Woo, good job, baby. Good job. All right. Any other trades, drop them in. I got nothing on the docket here today from Amelia. I want to bring my charts up and share. Actually, let's go into the Qs first. All right. So I'm going to go over to my Power Hour screen. That is my pivot point trade setup. So we got a gap up on NASDAQ this morning. It started to show some weakness. We got a hanging man right at resistance, right? It is a hanging man. It's up at resistance, hanging man, okay? We stretched up and started to fail, and I said, you know what? I don't believe we're going to make it very long. And sure as God made apples, we burst back down through that R2, harsh way through there. And by the next candle, so by 9:45, I'm out of that trade on the Qs. We bought a put. I think it was 367. We got 50 cents very quickly, in, out, done. I was going at the 50 cents. I wasn't going for a level. I just give me the 50 cents and I was done, right? You got one contract that's $50. You can get McDonald's for like 2 today, right? With $50. You're doing 10 contracts, that's $500. It's not that bad to pick up an extra $500. I remember there was a guy that I worked with many years ago in manufacturing, and the bell would ring. The people in the he was in engineering. The people in the office were in the engineering department. They were hourly, not salaried. So man, that 5 o'clock bell rang. This one guy was out the door like a shot every day. Man, just ran for his car. It was almost like he was going to be penalized, and he would have to pay money if he was still in the job. And this one day, I didn't work in the office, at least not at that time. I wasn't in the office. I was a manager, but not in the office. I was in one of the factories. And I'm in the office, and I see him come running by, and I say goodbye, and all of a sudden I hear this clanging noise. And I look, and a little bottle of alcohol fell out of his jacket, I guess, when he was running. And again, he's moving fast, right? So it fell forward. As he's running, I guess, he turned and whatever it was fell forward. And without breaking stride, as if he'd done it 100 times, he just kind of bent over, picked it up, and just kept on chugging, right? As if he'd done it 100 times before, right? That was the trade today, right? You see a pattern, you execute, you take the trade, and you just keep going. You don't break stride. There's no thinking about it. You're done, right? I did not catch the bounce. I was sorry I did not, especially since we had just about filled the gap in here. Not quite, but just about filled the gap. But I missed that bounce in there. That would have been another nice little move there today. But hey, it is what it is, right? So overall, this was not a bad setup, 50 cents. And you don't need a lot of money, $2.50 or so. Yeah, I didn't write down the price. I think it was like $2.50 I paid for the option. That was it. Let's see. So Brenda said, Rob, how do I get labels on my pivot points? So the R1s, the R2s, this right here, Brenda, is not my program. It's somebody else's, which is why I haven't shared it with anybody. So I don't have a way of doing it. I don't know the answer to it. TradeStation has become very rough with what they do now with their ELD files, EDL file, whatever it is, their proprietary files, the way you get to write to it, the help that they offer, whether you can give free indicators or not. There was a great Person's Pivots was a great pivot indicator, and they stopped it. They said, we're not going to do this free stuff anymore. So, and TOS, I really would have absolutely no idea. I don't know what's available on TOS at all. If anybody here knows if you could put labels on pivots on TOS, let me know, guys. All right. So that was number one for today. Next was MRO. Let's go. You know what? Let's just go here. What's the number? Oh, I know it is a 5-minute chart. That's why. So let me go to a daily chart. Okay, there we go. So I couldn't get a trade on a Friday. It had to close above. Today we didn't get a close above, but we got the gap above. I like the move that it took. I think oil energy has got some good opportunity to it. I think there's going to be more. It's expected it's going to hit $4 before this summer is over. So we're at about $4.75 here. I think it's the last I paid. My wife and I yesterday drove up into Westchester County. We were on one of the throughways. I don't know which one it was. And there was a gas station on the throughway. It was $4.76. Yes, $4.76 a gallon on the throughway, which is insane. But if we make that move up, I think some of these energy companies are going to do well. So I did a cover call on Marathon, and I did one on WW. A lot of controversy around them right now. A lot of news of buyout, no buyout, going to happen, not going to happen. Same scenario. We got up above the moving averages. I got 40 cents on MRO. I got 15 cents on WW, but WW is a $10 stock, right? So overall, I was about 1.5% on the day, for the week for these, right? Which 1.5% gives me 6% a month. So I will take it. I chose not to do diagonals today. I want to see, I'm not crazy about the position the S&P 500 is in right now. So I decided not to do anything that was too expensive, too long, where I had an option that could obligate me to buy a $100 stock or, put me $4 or $5 underwater. On these lower price stocks, I'm okay. I'm not too concerned with them. Okay. So let's see. Robert said, I think you could, but you need to add it to the Think script code. So Brenda, Robert's pretty good at it at TOS, but you'd have to add it to the Think script code, which sounds like you got a program. So great thought, Brenda. Here's what you need to do. You get this free tech support from TOS. Ask them, hey, how do I do this? And if you find out, please come back and let us know. That would be awesome for us to be able to share that with the rest of the community. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So I looked at a lot of other stocks today. Nothing that really floated my boat, right? Adobe had gapped up. I was hoping for a gap down. That did not work for me. AMD was kind of in the middle of nowhere. Nothing there. Didn't get enough of a push up on Amazon, so that was a no-go. Booking is in the middle. That was nothing. Chipotle, nope, nothing there. Nothing there. Google, close above that 131.5. Yep, Goldman Sachs. We got right up to that line. I thought we were going to fail off of there. We haven't yet. I'm watching that 324 quarter level on Goldman Sachs. And I'm just going to put a check mark next to it. If we fail off of that, I'm going to be looking at a put down to that 318 level. The Depot, nothing there. Dividends coming out, nothing there on MasterCard, Meta. If Meta rolls over here, 281 is support. Right, Netflix, nothing there. That excites me right now. Nothing there. We're pinned between on Roku, nothing there. Guys, I can go through them pretty quick. Some of you may be like, whoa, hold up. Back up. Let's see. Done. All right, if we can get the bounce on W day, then there's an opportunity there, but I'm not very excited about it after the last 2 days of move. Big down, big up. I don't know if it knows what it wants to be when it grows up. Yeah, so Brenda said she's already contacted them. So Brenda, maybe it's another reach back out, maybe email to them if you got an email from them on it, and just say, hey, someone told me they think it's got to go in the ThinkScript code. Is that the case? That may be a whole different group of people there that have to help you with that. All right. But again, we'd love to know if you find out. All right. Perfect. PK, SPY gap trade, $250. Nice job, my friend. Gotta love it, huh? Absolutely gotta love it. Right. So, I was on Benzinga's show last week, and I'm doing my thing, and the host interrupts and goes, Rob, one of our students has asked, where do you see the S&P for the end of the year? Right? And I laughed, and I said, I'm not really a prediction guy that I think it's going to this. He goes, yeah, I know, me either, but I gave a number, blah, 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 blah. Well, I said, here's what my thought is. We're going to talk about this topic in a little while, so I don't want to give away the information just yet, but we're in a very precarious spot right now, right? We are failing regularly up on this blue line, right? This zero line, see the zero here? This zero line, that 4448.47, we're failing off of it regularly. And we broke through here, we chipped away at the ice, we failed, we retested, we came back, we pushed up, we failed, we're back near it again. Just getting above that 4448 level, I see being difficult. My comment was, listen, I can't give you an exact answer, and those that do say this is where it's going to be at the end of the year, we see the S&P 500 up at 4,800 or at 4,200. That's great, and sooner or later you'll be right, okay? I don't look at it like that. If we're going up or going down, I very much look at it day in and day out of where I see things moving to, with the caveat of this. I see two things, not of concern, but that you want to be watching. Number one, you see this dark black line. It's back, right? It's showing its head back on the chart again. That is the 4181. That is a Fibonacci line, right? If you don't have it on your S&P chart, you don't understand what I'm talking about, just don't question it, please. Just snap a 4181 line on your chart. 4181, okay? 4,181. That is a Fibonacci number from the Fibonacci number series. Start adding all the Fib numbers up from 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8. Just keep adding the next two numbers together, and you'll get 4181, okay? It's a major Fibonacci level. We have had countless retests of that line again and again. Holding, crashing, all of it. So I think the 4181 is a potential target if we press down. We're going to talk bear market in just a few minutes and how we trade it. And then on the upside, I think that 4600 is the same thing. I think we're going to have some resistance, some trouble getting through that 4600. Based on that, that's the two ranges or levels that I'm looking at. I'm not saying we're staying in between there. It is what it is, right? Give me a month further along and I'll have a little bit better answer where we'll be in 3 months. Give me another month beyond that and I'll have a better answer where we'll be in 2 months and 1 month and 1 week and 1 day and so forth. But I am not one that is big on, let's pick a number. I'm not an analyst, right? I'm a technician. I actually know what I'm doing. The analysts very much are relying on the outside information that companies have given them and hoping that it's accurate and or their own personal belief of where it's going for, based on fundamental facts found in their balance sheet and all of that good stuff. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. It's not the way I do things personally. I don't look at that. I don't care about that. I was just asked for one of the masterminds that I am part of that's business related. I was just talking with the owner of the company, and he has an interest in me sharing how we trade along the way, you know, the things that we do to business owners, right? Busy people, right? So, you know, things like covered calls and spreads and so forth are phenomenal for someone that's busy, because you can kind of set it up, walk away, do your thing, set a top and the bottom, kind of what I just did on the S&P, top and bottom, and you walk away, right? So there's a lot of opportunity to trade with what's going on, but you need to look at what's happening, and we don't have a clear picture right now. We're in a neutral bias on the S&P 500. Our weekly chart, right? We broke out 1 week, 2 weeks down. Last week, we're back up. We're up this week, down on the week from where we opened, but still up from the previous week. These candles analyzed from the previous candle, right? So it's not today's candle. It's not the pattern. It's the day. We open high, low, close, right? So we are lower than we opened right now. So we're seeing a lower moving candle, a black candle, but we're higher than Friday's closing price. So a little bit of weakness there. When it comes to the monthly candle, guess what? Can't tell anything because there's only one that's broken out. That's it. You know, if you look at the last, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 weeklies are this monthly. So again, we don't have a lot of great data on a monthly just yet. And to go any further than that does not make any sense at all, right? None whatsoever. So we go back into our daily and look at our daily chart. We have the 44.48 level. We've got the 21 moving average. That's up above our head. Below where we are right now, we have the 55 and 21 confluence just sitting above 4,400. This is an obstacle course, and I mean a flippin' messy one, right? If you look at it, right, if this is the road, right? Yep, it's a winding road. If that's our road, where'd my mouse go? There we go. If that's the road in there, right, there's just a broken down car over here, right? There's a little forest fire going over here, right? There's an accident on this side over here, right? There's a protest going on here. You got just a little bit of room to get through the middle. That guy kind of got up to go to the bathroom from the middle, so there's a little space. This is just a mess. To make it through here, it's a real pain in the neck. And I'm not saying you can't, but it's a pain in the neck. Well, you know what? That's what we have right now. We do not have a clear and concise path on this chart, on the S&P. So what does that tell me? Be careful. Shorten your time frame. Reduce your number of contracts. Get a clear direction first. You know, some are going to sit there and say, but Rob, if I don't trade, I don't live. And I understand if you're in that situation, it's not a great place to be, right? It's yeah, if I lose this paycheck, you know, 1 week I'm thrown out in the street. I got nothing. And I don't, listen, my heart breaks for anybody like that. Okay. But when you look at the desperation of I have to trade 10 contracts or I have to have the money today, it makes it harder to be in the right frame of mind to make sure you're doing it properly, right? That you're doing things right. So when I look at the charts right now, I've got a mess, and it makes me have to step back, take pause. It's okay. What's my next step? And once again, I am talking it out loud. You know, my wife has a little get together she's a teacher in a school. She has a little get together with some of the people that she works with in the school. Actually, the funny thing is very few of them are teachers. They're other physicians, teachers, assistants, and aides, and so forth. And, you know, she normally does it here. She would normally do it in the backyard, but it rained the day that they were coming over. So, you know, we got a house full of guests in there. I am working on a recording. Actually, was it a recording? No, it was not a recording. It was a conversation with another trader on a phone, right? We were looking at some charts, and they had not gotten here yet. So I was looking at what I was going to look to trade that day. Market opens up, they're here, and I'm talking, and same thing. Someone goes, your husband in his office by himself?" My wife goes, yeah, he's in there by himself, but don't worry, it's just he talks to himself when he trades, right? And I do out loud, sometimes very loud. I don't want to mumble because then I'm going to hear mumble, right? I want to be heard. I want to hear it. I don't care if someone's sitting inside, right? I will go in there and tell them, "You're making too much noise. Shh, I can't hear myself," right? Think, because that's me talking out loud is me thinking. Right. So Erica goes, yes, position 2 in the chair or practice trading. It's exactly it. Keep doing, keep chugging. Doesn't mean stop, but it does mean reanalyze, reevaluate, look at it from a different light. And that's what, remember, the 3 positions in the chair. Position number 1, can't reach the keyboard, lean back, hands behind head, right? If where we are right now, that's exactly what happens. If we break above, let me get a pen. Let me find my mouse. There we go. If we forget about the color, right? That's a bullish candle. If we break above this 44.48 level, I go from position 1 in the chair to position 2. I'm sitting straight up now. I am focused on it. If I can get a pullback and a bounce, I'm in position 3 in the chair, which for me means I'm on the edge of my chair and my hands are on the keyboard and I am setting up that trade right now, right? Each of those positions has value to it. And if you can apply mentally, it's, listen, darn it, someone help me with the name of the book. I got it on my Q, routine, reward. There's 3, when it comes to creating habits, Q, routine, reward. What's the Q? What's the signal? The routine, what do you do? What's the reward, right? There's 2 or 3, Atomic Habits is one of them, but there's 2 or 3 major books like that y'all should be looking at if you have not done so already. Actually, where is it? Oh, I know. I got to get this off of there. That's why. So if we go here for a second, go to trading resources. Let's see. Oh, I opened a new tab. No wonder. Right? Books. I think I have it up here. Power of Habit is the other one, right? That was the one I was trying to think of. Phenomenal books, both of them. Atomic Habit, Power of Habit. My wife read Atomic Habit, I think 5 times she's read it now. My wife has never been a big reader. She's got it on Audible. She's got the actual book as well. So she goes back and forth on it between one and the other, but she's done it 5 times right now. But guys, any of the books that are up here, anything that, listen, yes, we get a 45-cent commission from Amazon. Ooh, okay. All of that is part of what we do with charity every month. So buy it here, buy it on Amazon. I don't really care. Heck, it's not my book, so get it from the library. My book, on the other hand, I just sent my first 3 chapters off to our writer to go through for me. And when I say our writer, they're already written, they're done, just for him to do a first edit before we hire the editing company. I'm doing an edit. I'm going to pass it to one more person, and then we're going to send it out to be once it's all done. Yeah, there you go, Robert. Just hope there's something that there is something intelligent being said to yourself when you are talking to yourself. Yeah, I'm only doing it based on charts. I'm not doing it based on anything else. So it's fairly intelligent. And that's just it. When I start talking candle patterns and I start mentioning these funky names that people outside of our space have no idea what we're talking about, like, what the hell is that? Right? Listen, you want to figure out how to explain something? Do this, okay? Be at your pastor's house and have to explain to somebody at the pastor's house what going naked means. All right? That was not fun. That was not fun. All right? True story, by the way. Thanks, Erica. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited. I think overall, it's like 18 chapters. It's a short book, but I took all the fluff out. There's no junk in there. Everything is clear and concise to a point. When it comes to the trading, I'm going to do something in that book that I have never seen anybody else do before. The way that you're going to learn this is so interactive. I have not seen anybody else do it yet. I am stoked for it. And one of the things we're considering right now is giving it away if you just pay for the shipping. I mean, how much better can I do than that, right? Let's see. All right. Yeah, PK says you're amazing, fitting in all you do. You know, someone said this the other day, and I saw him. I told him, I said, you know, I'm going to steal this, right? It was, let me see, I wrote it down. I don't have it in front of me, but the phrase, if you love what you'll do, you never work a day in your life, right? Many of you have heard that before, right? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, right? The way he said it was, if you love what you do, you'll work more hours a day. I'm like, that's it. That's why I put in the time that I do, because I absolutely love it. I love it. Yeah, this, you know, Erica, this was a room full of women. A lot of the wives were in the living room, men were in the kitchen. It was around Christmas season. It was a Christmas celebration, actually. There was a nativity scene going outside and some stuff at the church, and they're on church property where they live. And, you know, and I went in there and someone said, you know, your wife was telling us something about going naked. What the heck is that? You know, it's, you know, it's, I'm like, what did you do to me? You're like turning me into the police here or what? So guys, you really got to watch the S&P. When we look at it from a short term, right? 44.48 on the upside is the easiest one to break. Why? Because on the downside, I got to break the 8 moving average. I got to break the 100 moving average. I got to break through the 43.67, and then I got to break through the 43.35, that recent swing low we had. There's a lot of obstacles in the road, right? I need to get away from those obstacles. The easiest way around this is to the upside, right? But now my 8's got to cross back up. We're a lot closer to an easier bear pattern than we are bull pattern. All right. Okay. Good. Okay. So let me take us back here and let's talk about trading the bearish pullback, because I've kind of beat around it a little bit, but I really didn't want to go into it too much because I didn't want to take away from today's topic. All right. So what does that mean? Are we in a bearish market right now? Well, we're not in a bullish market. Are we in a bearish market yet? We're neutral right now. We are, and how does bias work? Let me do this. Hold on. All right. Let me see something. I'm going to stop share for a second, guys. Bear with me. I just have no idea where this thing is going to pop open. All right, so just hold on. You can still see me. All right. Let me see where this page opens up. Because for those of you that are not familiar with bias, well, I will tell you, if you read my book, you'll be brutally familiar with it at that point. Because it is in that as well. Let me see. Oh, good. Not responding. So bias, it looks like it's going to open up on a different page. Let me go back to share. Let's make it charts. Okay. Let's see if it opens up. Bias helps us understand the location of the moving averages, the order that the moving averages are in. Right now, our moving averages are not in a clean order. We are in a neutral bias. If we were looking at, there we go. Here we go. Just right out of power option place. If we're looking at the moving averages, 8 is on top, is pink, green is in the middle, 21, brown is on the bottom, 55. You can see the legend on the bottom right. All these candles on the far left of the screen, where I got green arrows, it says bullish. We're bullish because we are above the smallest moving average, and all 3 of the moving averages, because they're in the right order, meaning numeric order, 8, 21, 55, right? Or 8, 21, 55, because we're in the correct numeric order. That makes it where we are in what's called a true bullish bias. Okay? True bullish. When we drop down below the 8 but stay above the 21, closing basis only, none of this matters on wicks, we're in bullish neutral. We're still bullish, but I'm going to back away to position, not position 1, but I'm going to go into position 2 in the chair. Once we close back above, then I'm back in position 1 again in the chair. Right? And then when we cross down and get below that lowest moving average, we're in a bearish bias, but we're not in a true bearish bias. To be true bearish, we need the 55 on top, the 21 in the middle, and the 8 on the bottom. So we flip over what bullish looks like, right? So bearish neutral is above the 8 and below the 21. And then neutral says we're above the 21, below the 55. Or above the middle moving average and below the highest one, whatever they are. They may be different, right? But this puts us right here where it says bearish. This whole pattern puts us in a true bearish market. Go for it, man. Just full bore, take the dang trade. That's where it's time. You're neutral, anything neutral, day trade. There's no directional trade. There's no overnight period at the end. It's day trade, right? So you have either bullish or bearish. You can swing trade those. And then you have bullish neutral, bearish neutral, and neutral. Those are day trades, not swing trades, right? Period. The end. You should not be thinking about this. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. None of that matters. None of that matters. Where did my chat go? Oh, there we go. That's a more better. Let's see. Robert said, I guess being Italian and being tied to the Romans, they said when in Rome, I guess you needed to explain it exactly. All right. So guys, if we go now that you understand bias, we go back to the pattern here. What am I looking for? I don't know if we're going bearish here. I said that a few moments ago. If we break above the blue line here, the 0 line, 44.48, I'm going to look for bullish directional trades. If we break down below this 43.35, it looks like 31. It is 43.35, 31. If we break below that level down there, then at that point, I'm looking for bearish trades. But how? Well, my standard pattern doesn't change, right? But there's a problem. Break below, retest and fail. Guess what? Another obstacle on the highway, right? An F for a fib line is in the way. So now you've got a decision to make. Do you jump in here, breaking that 43.35 with a small entry, taking 1 or 2 or 3 contracts or whatever you're trading, waiting for it to break the 43.16, 17 level? Retest and fail would be ideal, right? And then take the balance of your trade. Do you wait for it to come down here and take the trade here? See, because it's messy, it's more complicated, right? It's harder to decipher what to do, which is why I will step back, take smaller trades, meaning smaller dollar amount, less contracts, right? And being that trade less longer, right? If that's a phrase or a word, meaning I'm not planning on holding until the end of the day. I have zero problems getting into a trade, picking up an option for $4, selling it at 6.5 an hour or two later, and calling it a day, which is why the top 3, NVIDIA, Netflix, Tesla, those 3, they can make massive moves in a very short period of time. You do not need a $30 move to make money. You don't. Would it be nice, excuse me, to catch it? Necessary? Not at all. So don't freak out over that component. It's okay. No matter how you slice it, it's okay. All right. But I can still get decent money on an Apple or decent money on an AMD. There's nothing that I can't. But if I could find a position that moves more heavily, right? SPYs are a good position. It moves $4 or $5 a day. Sometimes it's a quick move and it just blah, right? It's just being in the right place at the right time. So where do I see us going? The overall pattern is bearish. I would say if it does break the 4,400, it's the easiest pattern to be in because we're in a bullish bias. And if it breaks, I'm in position 1 in the chair right now. Why? Because we're neutral, right? And if it breaks that bearish and gets down below the 8.55, I jump to position 1 in the chair. I'm there, right? Because we're ready to trade. If it goes up, not there yet, all right? Cool. Was that helpful? Give me a 1 for yes, 2 for no, thumbs up. Give me more love than just the 1 if you want. I always appreciate those. You know, I came up with 1 because I don't type well. So 1 is easy for me. I can find it on the keyboard easy. You know, I hate typing and having to go back and spell because I don't watch the screen. I watch the keyboard, make sure I'm hitting the right keys. I don't do the typing right. I can't do that, right? I just can't, right? So I got to go back and reread it again and again and again, right? To make sure that I spelled it properly. Okay. So that's why I came up with the 1. The other comments, I love when you guys put them in. Jeff, thank you for the 3. Always helpful. In and out quickly. There you go, Erica. Excellent. And you're welcome. Good. All right, what trades you guys want to look at? Drop them in. This is the time. Let's do it now. Drop them in. And remember, if you guys have a topic that you would like to see hosted here on Power Hour for the educational topic, send an email to support at wealthbuildershq.com. Tell them, Power Hour, I'd love to see this topic. We'll add it to our list. We appreciate you guys last week. We got about 15 or 20 of you emailed in. That was wonderful. So thank you for that. Switch back. There you go, Erica. Just got to drop it in the email because I won't remember it. Let me see. And Lee dropped the email in for you guys. So real easy. Thank you for that, Lee. All right, let's see. I'm going to switch over symbol grids to different lists. PLTR. They still a stock? They are. Okay. So 1475, they're in a bearish bias. I'm not going to get a decent fib on there because there's a place to draw it. There's just no premium in it. Strong move down, sideways, down, bounce. Hit the 236, right on track. What's the difference here? 1696, 1773. So it's about 80 cents. It's not horrible for this price stock, right? We are in a bearish bias. We're in a bearish bias with a rank of 3, meaning we're not near a key level to take a trade. The push up to 15.25 is tough. You may want to take it off of the 8 down to 1368. It's not a great setup, right? So based on it, you may want to just be cautious. Who was that? Keith. With this one, it's just not a great spot yet. All right. Roby's asking for Boyle. I hope that helps, Keith. Let me know. BOIL. Who is this? Oh, ProShare. Okay. So can we get a fib? Probably not. Right? There ain't nothing, honey, as far as fibs go. What does this thing move? It's got a decent fib in it. It moves $4.14 a day. $8 is a fib. It's got decent movement to it. I just can't seem to find a spot to draw. We've got this back here, but it's like March of last year, of this year. No, it's this year. Actually, you know what? That's not bad. March of this year. It's not horrible. Let me scroll back and make sure that I got it in the right place. No, I didn't. I missed. Bring it forward. Ooh. All right. So now if we bring this thing out a little bit, we're looking at 159. Wow, that's a big move. Jeez. Okay. Got 60 to 83, way too big of a distance in there. Yeah, that's the right place, but we need way too many internal fib lines on there. This was Roby. What did it say? Robert said kind of gappy on Boyle. You know, I didn't even look at that, Robert. Yeah, it's got some. It's got some. I don't know if it's much more than some others, but it definitely has some gaps there to it. So Roby, I don't have a good set because if you look here, 59 to 83, 59, 69, 79, 81, 2, 3, 24 points. We've got 8, right? So I'm going to have to split it with a fibit. And then fibits of fibits. 236, 764, 65 to 71. Okay, there's I'm better than $8 there, which is good, less than $8. So, Roby, if we come off of that 65, it looks like we move down to 59. All right, is the first place I see it. So I hope that helps. I don't have a great analysis for it. Just a really big and a little bit older fib for us to contend with there. Brenda, PayPal, PIPL. Hold on. Tom said, are the dotted lines at support and resistance just to differentiate from the fib lines? So if you look at Apple, that may not be the right one. Well, there's actually one there. So if you look at Apple, is this the line you're talking about, Tom? If you are, that's a 100-point level. So there are reasons to use them in places not. We don't use them on stocks that are over $1,000, right? Normally, it just makes the screen too busy. But we tend to use them on all other stocks that do not violate the Fibit rule, right? If the Fibit is greater than 100, we don't put a 100-point level on there, right? So if that wasn't it, just drop it in and I'll catch that when I get back down to the bottom of the questions there. So back to PayPal, but it was irrelevant there, so I figured I would just cover it right there. All right. So Brendan, we're in a bearish bias right now on PayPal, bearish neutral bias. Get me under the 8 and the move down is the 59.26, but the 8's kind of in the middle, so it puts me back in position 1. It's a difficult setup for me to want to trade, but 59.25 and 62.75 support and resistance. Right, the Qs, Brenda also in. All right, so we're in April. Back in April with this fib, we're still good. So we pushed up into that 21 moving average. We failed. I'd love to see us get back above the 21 or back below down that 360, 397. Either one's okay. I don't care. Pick a direction. I'm good with it. Either way. I just need to go one way or the other right now. And until it does, I'm going to sit back and let it do its thing. I'll decide after it makes its move, Brenda. And then Apple, I didn't realize that was the other one you had in there. Apple, we're in the middle of God's country, nowhere. I'm going to let it get above the 55 or below the 21. I don't want to do anything. There's obstacles in the way. 55, well, 182.96, 55, 21 moving average. 179.40, the 8 moving average. 178.19, 175.83. There's too many lines in the way there. Too much on the obstacle course. So I'm going to leave this one be. Hope that helps, Brenda. Kevin's asking for Tesla. All right. So Tesla, nice gap up today and a pullback. We got that 8 to contend with there, Kevin. Right? That's my biggest concern right now is that. Break the 8, retest and fail. 224 is support. So there's a lot of room, but the stop is still going to be up above this 238.63 level. So it gives us a lot more risk than I like. It's not my favorite setup on it. And that, by the way, is a lot of trades right now, a lot of stocks. The setup is okay at best. It's not great, right? It's the market that we've got at hand. When you look at the S&P 500, this up, down, up type move, we don't have clarity here. Until we do, we're going to keep this chop going on, right? That's the only bad thing. So not much more for you on that, Kevin. Sorry about that. Eric, I appreciate that. Karen's asking for Qualcomm. All right, we are in a bearish neutral bias right now on Qualcomm. Ooh, that's an old fib, baby. More than a year old, year and a quarter. Oy vey. Well, okay, if we back this fib up, Come on. Okay. 110, 113. Oh, it's okay. Not great, but it's okay in there. So, all right. Now I like the pattern much better. Why? The 8 and the fib line, which is purple, by the way, right? So, yes, I am very partial to the color of the line. If it's purple, it is the most important line. That's the 0.618. Okay. So I like it a lot. If we can break down below that, and this is Karen. If we break, it's Qualcomm, right? We break down below, retest and fail, retest at the 110.62, home run. I like it a lot. 107 is my support. Now, it's not a $30 move, but it's Qualcomm. It's $116 stop, 18, whatever. I hope that helps, Karen. Let me know. Roby said Boyle has some great premiums. Roby, are you selling on Boyle or are you buying it? If you're talking great premiums, I'm assuming you're selling it. I know you're more of a seller. Yeah, Trip, you're right. It was. You're welcome on Boyle there, Roby. Roby said, thanks. I love what you did. Okay, a lot of new messages in here. Let me just keep going. Trip's asking for the Trip Trio, AMD. Bearish trade, break that $100 level, retest and fail. I'm looking for 93. Or, yeah, no or. It's got to break the 100 level for me. All right, IBM. I've been moved, or I'll be moved. York film, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so there's the whole fib, or should I say there's the old fib. So let's go ahead and redraw. And I know Tripp's already got a new one on his fibs because he trades this. So Trip, I would be doing a triple fib on this. I would be doing fib A that we just did. I would do fib B. So if I back this up to here. Oh, come on. That would be my B. And C would be all of them. Now, Tripp's seen me do this 1,000 times. He knows exactly what I'm getting at there. But basically, we're looking for lines that are overlapping and deleting the lines that are not overlapping. So this line has no interaction with other lines at all. That negative 272, we're going to delete the line. Right? This one, no interaction. We're going to delete the line. All right? The 0.5, so forth. Okay? But this would be this would be my first fib, Trip, that I would start off with, is right here. So 35 to 39 is $4. We need fibbits in there. So let's see, 35, 39, 39, 40. Okay, so we need them both. So we're going to add a negative 136 and a 118. Oh, okay. So you know what I did? I removed the line when we were talking there. I removed that 272 line. That's a more better. 3-point move in here. We're good. We're looking at 367, so that's perfect. So Trip, with where I've got everything drawn, I need to pull back to the 144.62 and a bounce for me to take that trade. Long answer, but here's the thing. I'm looking at my clock and it says I got 5 minutes until we're finished up, right? So what? I can rush through all of this, or I can spend 2 or 3 extra minutes if that's what it takes. Make sure I get the questions answered, but properly. To show you and not change the fib, even though I knew it had to be changed, yeah, it's not really doing anybody any service, okay? That's not the way we do things here at Wealth Builders. That's not part of trading bonds. All right, last for Trip is Micron, MU. Same scenario. We violated this fib on Micron. we have place to draw from. And it's a dollar move in there. 61 to 64 is 3. We don't need to fib it. Okay. 58, 59, 60, 61. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. So on Micron Trip, break above the 65.80 for a bullish bounce would be my choice, or it's got to break the 64.25 for a bearish trade. All right. I hope that helps. Let's see. Raj is saying VET. VET. I think, Raj. You weren't. Okay. Vermilion Energy. Okay, good. For a long lead. Okay. I'm just trying to remember, did I say something about a dog and you're telling me the vet, you know? So, but no, that wasn't the case, right? So for a long-term option position, all right? Let's go back and look at the overall picture here. Got some upward momentum to it. It broke out of a very strong bearish pattern to the downside. It took about 4 or 5 months of sideways movement and finally broke out, you know, bullish. We broke out of the 8. We retested, bounced. Bounce seems to come off of the 21, and we're back at potential bounce now. So, I mean, I like the stock. I like the pattern. I don't know enough about it technically if I want to hold it that long. So from when I say technically, fundamentally, if I want to hold it that long. Technically, from a chart, I like the pattern. Once the pattern breaks, I don't want to be in the pattern, the stock any longer anyway. All right? Hope that helps. Let's see. Jennifer's asking for Caterpillar, CAT. And remember, the best way to get your questions answered or your symbol looked at is make sure you put it in early. We're talking about back from last September. This is a little bit too old of a fib on Caterpillar. So we're going to move that sucker forward. All right, we're in a bullish bias rank of 3, so we're in the middle of nowhere. When it comes, Jennifer, to CAT, I really would prefer to get above the 279 to take a bullish entry. All right. CBX. All right, same scenario. The fib is just old. I'm probably going to redraw here. There's that pattern I hate. Can't stand them. But we don't have a choice. And that zero line is held 1, 2 more times in there. Okay. So right now, we're in a bullish bias, not quite true bull, but we're getting close. But be careful. All of this sidewaysness here, you can go from true bullish to true bearish overnight because the moving averages are not moving. They're just kind of just there. So be very careful there on CVX. 164 is resistance on that, Jennifer. Yeah, Trip, I already had drawn them in. Hopefully it aligned. Jim said cup and handle pattern on IBM. Yeah, you know, you've got that little hook down in there, right? Absolutely. Trip said, what about the bigger move on Micron? Was that this one in here, Trip? If you're looking here, my fear was this already took us out of it, unless I'm looking at a different place than you. Robert said up 125% on SPY call in less than 30 minutes. There you go, Robert. I'm your inspiration. You're welcome, Raj. Henry, let's see. Big airplane. This would be the last one we do. All right, so we're just in a bad traffic jam, right? We're in the middle of nowhere there. Nice channel pattern on here. Get above the 230, get below the 217. Other than that, I'm not interested at all. So hope that helps, Henry. All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, right? Go over to tradinglikeaboss.com. Make sure you pick up some of the free trainings that we have out there, the other free resources as well, and make it a profitable day. I will see all of you at our next update. We're going to leave the room open for a few minutes. Grab the links that Lee dropped in. You've got the support email address for any questions you have, but to drop in an email in there of what topics you want me to teach in the upcoming power hours. It also gives you an opportunity while you're here to go and register for Dale's upcoming class. Yeah, Robert, as soon as I know the airport, I will let you know. I may be looking for flights tonight on that, actually. So, all right, everybody, have a great one. I'll see you next week. Remember, Tuesday, not Monday. All right, take care now.